Okay, hello friends. Looks like some of you are ready for the last couple pages of your practice book. I am starting on page 325. So this is same area, different perimeter. So remember, area is the amount of space an object takes up. Perimeter is the distance around. I'm just going to shut my door real quickly. Hopefully you are on the right page. We're ready to go. Again, what you can't see in these videos, if you can't read it, hopefully this is a little bit better, easier to read. I know some of it is still going to be blurry. Not much I can do there. I apologize. But you can. You know where I am, so just do your best. And please pause the video when you should be working. So really quickly, we'll go over the example. So Larry has 12 square tiles. He uses the tiles to make 2 different rectangles. So he has 12 square tiles. That's it, Larry. That's all you get. And they each have an area of 6 square units. Okay, area of 6 square units. He has 12 tiles, so he split them, and each of them have 6. Do these rectangles have the same perimeter? Let's find out. So perimeter, again, is the distance around. So this is 6, this is 6, 6 plus 6, plus 1 plus 1. So you can see that right here. And it equals 14. 6 plus 6 equals 12, 13, 14. Perimeter is 14 units. If you needed to, you could have counted around 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. But in my mind, it's much easier to say, oh, 6 and 6. If you didn't right off know that was 12, you just count up 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. So same thing over here. I have 3 plus 2 plus 3 plus 2. You see that right there? 3. So I love tens. And I know that 3 and 2 equals 5. And I know that 3 and 2 equals 5 again. So I did 5 plus 5. That's how I grouped it. It really doesn't matter how you group it, as long as you get the answer. Eventually, you will want to start trying to make groups like that. Okay, so this had a perimeter of 10 units, and this had a perimeter of 14 units, but they both had the same area. So you can have same area, different perimeter. So if I gave you so many cubes and you had to put a fence around it and not spend a lot of money or spend the least amount of money, you'd build something like this instead of something like this. Okay, number 1. Both rectangles on the right have an area of 12 square units. So that's these bad boys. Write the perimeter of each side in the table. Okay, so this right here, the length, looks like we're going with this one first. The length is 12 units, so that they just counted 12. And the width is 1 unit. Okay, area, 12 square units. So that isn't changing between the two. What is the perimeter? Well, you're going to have to add around, my friends. So this is 12. That means that this is 12, right? You knew that. And then this is a whole 1, and there's 1. So you would do 12 plus 1 plus 12 plus 1. Again, hopefully you're getting better at your doubles. 12 plus 12. If you needed to stack that up, you could. I want you to look at that though and see, oh, there's 10s, and then add the 2s. But 2 plus 2 is 4, plus 1 more, 24, 25, 26. So I want you to try to do this one. Please pause the video. You have a length of 3 units. Length of 4 units, width of 3. Find that perimeter for me. Pause the video, please. Find it. And then unpause to reveal your answer. Okay, hopefully you found that out. Again, this is something, if you just need to count one by one and just add them together, like 4, 5, 6, 7 for the 3. Now add 4 more. So I'm at 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Okay, now 3 more. 12, 13, 14. What I did, you know, again, I love those doubles. I made 7 and 7. Because 3 plus 4 equals 7. 4 plus 3, 7. And I know 7 and 7 is 14. Okay, so different area. Excuse me. Same area, different perimeter. Okay, draw 2 different rectangles that have the same, let me double check, you can see? Yeah, pretty much. Draw 2 different rectangles that have the same area of 10 square units. Write the number of units for each length, width, and perimeter. Okay, so length is up and down. So, and it has to have 10 square units. So I think of all the things that can make a rectangle that would equal 10. It has to have the same area, which is length times width. So what do you know? Something times something that can equal 10. Hopefully the first thing that came to your mind was 5 times 2. That's a big one. So I know I can't go 5 up, right? Because it's 1, 2, 3, 4 up. So for my length, I'm going to have to do the 2. 1, 2. 2 groups of 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Here is one rectangle. And your next one, what else out there could equal something times something that's 10? That's not a 5 and a 2. Did you think of it? Hopefully you did. That 10 times 1 or 1 times 10. In this case, we're going to have to do 1 times 10, a length of 1. Oops, I didn't write that here. So let's do that number 1. That was a length of 2 and a width of 5. And now we're going to have a length of 1 and a width of 10. Do I have enough room here to do it? I might have to do it up here. Let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Beautiful. I do have room. If you didn't want to do it right next to your rectangle and you wanted to use the other side, you could have done that too. Might have been better actually. However, I think we're just fine. So let's find the perimeter. Remember, that's adding up the distance around. So if this is a length of 2, this is 5, then this is 2, and this is 5. You know I love my 10s. Don't even try. 5 plus 5, 10. Plus 2 plus 2, I know 2 and 2 equals 4. So 10 plus 4, that's a big fat 14. Okay, next. 10 and 10, right? 10 and 10, 10, 20, 21, 22. So it seems like these longer shapes end up having more perimeter. So if you ever had to fence something, you'd want a more compact shape. Okay. Moving on to number 3. Make sure we can see it. Again, I know that's a little blurry. I'll try to move it up when I'm on that one. Okay, again, when you can't see the words, you just listen and you read in your book. So Simone, I used to have a friend named Simona in Deutschland, in Germany. Oh, we haven't counted in a long time. So 1, 2, 3. So Simona, except it's going to be Sophia, has 16 square, ooh, what was that? Fabric for making a mask. 16 square inch tiles. So you know I like to circle my information or underline it. So we have 16 square inch tiles. She glues them on cardboard to make 2 different rectangles. Okay, she only has 16 tiles. She's making 2 different rectangles, each with the same area. What are the lengths and widths of 2 rectangles she could make? Okay, so 16 square tiles. She's going to make 2 different rectangles. So I am going to make them the same area because I know I can take 16 and I can take half of that. So I'm going to make my rectangles have the same area. They each get half of 16. Okay. And it didn't specify, oh, each with the same area. Yep. So if it's the same area, you have to split 16 between 2. So that's 16 divided by 2. Which equals, you could see, hopefully you can figure that out. What times what equals 16? Or times 2 equals 16. If you didn't, you could count by 2s to see how many it takes to get to 16. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16. The answer is 8. So I'm going to have 8. So sides that are going to have an area that is going to be 8, and then I find a perimeter. So think of the things, what times what could equal 8? You don't have many options with these lower numbers. Okay, so think about that. What times what could equal 8? Pause this if you have not. I want you to give it a chance and try to figure that out. So let's think of one thing that can equal 8. I know that 2 times 4 can equal 8. And then you're really not left with a lot of choices. Certainly you could switch the factors. But we want them to have, did it say it has to be different perimeters? 2 different rectangles. I mean, really, you could switch the factors, but let's not for this one, because it didn't say it had to have different perimeter, but we're going to say that. The other option, don't ever forget, 1 times 8 equals 8. Okay, so let's draw those rectangles the best you can. Some of you might be able to just figure this out. You do 2 times, 4 2 times, and I'll show you what I mean by that. So if I have a length of 2 and a width of 4, this would be 2, this would be 2, this would be 4, this would be 4. Some of my friends who are a little quicker at math didn't necessarily need to draw that out because they knew there were 2 sides to every rectangle, so they knew 2 times 2 is 4 plus 2 times 4 is 8. Okay, that's jumping ahead. If you're not there, don't worry about it. For us who are just going to plug along, we've got, I know that, well, the way I do this is I do 2 and 4, which is 6, 2 and 4, which is 6, and then I add those together. If you simply want to count around, you're not there yet, go for it. So 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Okay, so the answer, so what are the lengths and widths of 2 rectangles she can make? I guess it didn't ask us to find the perimeter. You know I like to give you extra work. So one length could be length equals 2, comma, width equals 4. So I suppose we already answered it. So I won't make you find the perimeter of the next one because we do have to kind of move along. And then length equals 1, comma, width equals 8. If I drew that, I'd look kind of like that. Okay. Oh, Zofia, you are a busy girl, still working. Okay, let's see. So Zofia wants to glue colored string around the edges of the 2 rectangles she made. Oh, so we do need to find perimeter. Yay. And we did that around Valentine's Day, kids. What is the total length of the string she needs for each frame? Well, we're so clever that we already did this work, so we don't need to show it down here if you did it. 6 plus 6 plus 2 plus 2 would be 12. So 12, and that was inches, I believe. Yep, 12 inches. And we'll call this for A, and we'll call this B. So I apologize. A equals 12 inches. Now let's find that perimeter for B. So some of you, we've got 8, 8, 1, and 1. Some of you could just look at this and say, oh, okay, I know 8. I need to do that 2 times and that 2 times and then add it together. But we're going to do it this way. So I know 8 plus 1 is 9. 8 plus 1 is 9. 9 plus 9 equals 18. So 18 inches. So again, if you don't understand any parts, you owe it to yourself to pause it and see why you did not get an answer or what you need to understand. So again, perimeter, I just counted the distance around and I added it together. Ooh, Enrique, I like that name, but we don't have an Enrique. Definitely have a Sunny. Sunny drew the rectangle at the right. That's this bad boy. Draw another rectangle with the same area, but different side lengths. Oh, we know how to do that. Which rectangle has the greater perimeter? Okay, let's find out what his area is. Let's find the length and the width. So we've got 1, 2, 3, 4 for the length, okay? So 4 times, and then count this one. Excellent. 5, length times width equals area. 4 times 5, 4, 8, 12, 16, 20. 20, and it looks like square units. Okay, so it's your job, friends, to come up with, oh gosh, I have to take this call. Hang on. Pause.